Hi, and thanks so much for joining me today. I just wanted to share a little bit about what I've done over the weekend. I've just been asked to review a couple of maths programs, particularly available for home educators and also for numeracy intervention. And the key piece that I wanted to say was just the importance of making sure that if we're going to say that we're teaching something in a multi-sensory way, in an explicit way, in a structured way, that we don't do the same thing that's been done up until now, quite likely with a student, where we'll just go a bit slower with the instruction being still very, very abstract. And one piece I just wanted to touch on was this piece of number bonds or trees to show examples of addition questions or multiplication questions, for example. And I want you to put yourself in your student's shoes. So if you think of the picture, you've all seen this, a triangle that's got one circle at the top here that has a number in it, two little circles on either side. And we think that we're showing something in a multisensory way. It's actually completely inaccurate when you look at this for a student. And if you realize that that is really just a memorization game or a memory recall game, it's actually not teaching what you might be thinking that it's teaching. Because if you think about this, that let's say we're doing it with adding 10 or adding numbers that make up a 10. And say we've got a 10 in that top circle, and then down the bottom on either side, we want the student to put the two numbers that together make the 10 at the top of the circle. When you look at that circle or that triangle, though, the circle at the top is exactly the same size as the circle at the bottom on the left-hand side, which is exactly the same size as the circle on the bottom of the right-hand side. So these three circles that are all exactly the same size, they don't show anything about the value of the number. They only, as I said, are a memory recall exercise. So as long as you're aware of that, fine to use them. But one thing that I've been seeing more lately is this critical importance of us being very mindful of the limited amount of time that we have with a student to teach them maths effectively. So really making sure that all of our instruction, all of the way that we're going to, even as we engage in games with them, that all of it is going to progress them and that we're very mindful of what we're teaching. So, that might be a great little exercise if you've got all the time in the world, you're just wanting to check a student's mastery. But what I want to suggest and encourage you in is that there are more efficient ways of checking that for mastery and for fluency. And just to be mindful, that is not multisensory. That does not show a student the proportional difference between, for example, a 3 and a 7 and a 10. It is just a memory exercise. So just wanted to share that with you today. I'll see you next time.